Hello everyone, this is Atma76X, and today I will be showing you how to play as Garen in a solo queue ranked game. Garen is a great champion for newbies or experienced players alike. He is a tanky fighter, leader kind of champion that can just lead a charge into battle, initiate fights, and carry a team to victory. He's pretty much viable in just about any team comp. Pretty much if you have a Garen on your team, you're probably never going to complain unless that Garen is trying to jungle or something silly like that. But let's get into it. Garen's passive is he regenerates health after being out of combat for a few seconds. This is great for making a lane presence. It's very hard to get a Garen out of lane because of this. His Q is primarily used to silence his opponents, gives him some nice movement speed boost, and on top of everything else does tons of damage, and you can use that on a turret. His W gives you a passive of increased 20% armor and magic resist based off of your bonus magic and armor resist. Magic resist and armor, I'm sorry. And when you activate it, you reduce all incoming damage by 30% and crowd control effects by 30%. Your E is spin to win. Enough said. But really, there's a little bit more to say about that. You do a little bit less damage to minions, and when you're passing through minions, you move 20 slower. Also, on the fun side, you can crit with this. So if you build a little bit of crit chance, you will be doing just atrocious amounts of damage with it. Your R is an execute. It is awesome. Use it when the opponent has about 25% of their health left, or 25% to be safe, and you will just outright kill them. The less health they have, more damage it does. So, I mean, it kind of sounds silly saying that, but believe me, it works. Moving on to runes, I like to have armor seals, magic resist glyphs, attack damage marks, and on quintessences, I would either go with movement speed or health. Really depends on how I'm feeling that day and who I'm going against, but I kind of like the health for early game, but movement speed seems to scale well much better. And honestly, I love being able to just run up and silence people even faster, catch up to them. Their masteries, I roll personally all into the offensive tree, going 21 and 9 into the defensive tree. Some people like to just go 10 and 21 the other way into the defensive tree, but I like to go up until I get executioner with the offensive tree, but then I put the rest in the defensive tree, and definitely want to have perseverance because that can stack with your passive. Now, Garen's a really awesome champion, but he's one of those guys that you can't necessarily pick first because he can be easily countered. Number one guy that Garen has been notorious for being bad against is Teemo. Now, me personally, I play as Teemo a lot. I love playing as Teemo, little bastard. So I know how to counter Teemo. If you do find yourself being matched up against a Teemo, because you pick Garen, you're like, really want to play this awesome guy, and then somebody's like, oh, I'm going to counter him with Teemo. The best way you can deal with him is build some resistance early on. So get, like, you know, armor and pots, cloth armor pots, or maybe even a Doran shield, depending. Probably go with the armor and pots, or boots and pots, and just constantly just queuing and Eing him, and just constantly harassing him. Whenever you're in a lane with Garen, if you run at someone with Q, as you can see here, I'm kind of zoning out Fiora from experience. You run at them with Q, they're going to run away. Like, they just won't even try. But yeah, you have to be really aggressive against the Teemo pre-level 6. After level 6, he kind of can slow you down a little bit with his mushrooms. But Teemo isn't the number, he is not the end-all counter to Garen, not anymore at least. Other champions that fare really well against Garen are Elise, Yorick especially, and Jace. Again, Jace, kind of iffy on that one. Again, because I play Jace a lot, I know kind of how he works. Bottom line is, if you want to be really good at this game, play as many champions as you can to make it so you know how to deal with champions, know what they can do, what they can't do, all that good stuff. Now, good champions to go against, to have Garen go against, if you say you're going to go top lane and you see an Akali, for instance, Garen just mops the floor with Akali. Akali can't really do anything. She can't really hurt him. She can't turn invisible on him. He just spins all over her circle and she dies. Pretty much any AD champion, like as you can see in this game, I'm just stomping through Aura. She really can't do anything to me. Similar results would happen against the Master Yi, or Jax, or Riven, or Renekton. Renekton and Darius, kind of, those are kind of, I would say, even matches more than anything, especially Darius. Garen and Darius are very similar champions. Garen's a little bit more tankier, and Darius does a little bit more damage. But, I mean, it's pretty much whoever's a better player at that point. Garen is a great teammate with any of the Demacian guys. He's great with, as you can see in this game, Xin Zhao. Me and him work really good together. He's really good with Darius, Jarvan, Lux, Blitzcrank. I mean, who's not good with Blitzcrank, though, really? But in terms of build, I usually start with one of the three things: boots pots, cloth armor pots, or Doran shield. Doran shield if I want to, stack my passive more. Boots pots are obvious because movement speed's awesome. Cloth pots if you're fighting against a really aggressive person, give you a lot of nice armor. In terms of build, I would recommend getting an Avarice Blade early on, because the Avarice Blade is a very good item. It can build into a lot of good items for Garen. It can build into Yumu's Ghost Blade if you want to go more offensive, or it can go into Atma's Impaler if you want to go more defensive. If you're going to go with the Atma's Impaler route, you definitely want to build even more health than normal. Warmog's armor is great for Garen as it stacks with his passive, and you really want to stack up as much with that passive as you can. So, as you can see there, just tanked 3 guys, got a double kill, and my team cleaned up the last kill. That's just the kind of guy Garen is. Like I said, any AD champion, Garen can pretty much just stomp all over, and he's pretty effective against the magical characters as well because of his W. Because he just gets a natural tankiness buff from that. Good magic resist items for him are the Spirit Visage, because that, again, stacks with his passive. So, as you can see with this build, I was going for a Frozen Mallet. I always get boots of Swiftness. Atma's Impaler, and Randuin's Omen. Randuin's Omen is awesome. It slows down the AD carry's attack speed. That's pretty much the primary source of any AD carry's damage these days, especially in late game. Especially if you're going against a Vayne. Great item to counter Vayne with. But yeah, definitely pick up a Avarice Blade early on. Even if you don't want to build it into a Yumu's Ghost Blade or the Atma's Impaler, it will still benefit you because it'll make your E better, because you can crit with your E, and you will be gaining money while you're doing it. I mean, honestly, it's kind of a waste to just sell the Avarice Blade, but you can do that if you really wanted to and build it into something else. But you definitely want to make him tanky and build a little bit of damage, and definitely going to want a Frozen Mallet to slow the enemy's movement speed while you're spinning on them so they can't get away from you. Yeah. But yeah, Garen's a great character. Great initiator right there. Once you get in there, just sets up everything else for the team. The problem is just with the game these days is there's not really a whole lot of items to build magic resist with anymore. So The only other magic resist items I can really think of for him are like Maw Malmortius, or maybe it's kind of a waste to get a Banshee's Veil because he doesn't have any ability power, but, you know, in any case, yeah, but this is a pretty solid build. It'll work for most games unless the enemy team is AP heavy. You're kind of going to have a bit of a problem. Again, another good item is Sunfire Cape, but in this case it really wasn't that good of an item. I ended up ditching it for a Spirit Visage. So, but yeah. Garen, great champion, great for beginners, build him tanky, can slow, silence. Well, he can't slow, but you can get him to slow by getting the appropriate items. And honestly, a fed Garen is pretty much good game. And look, they just can't stop us at this point. So, thank you for watching, guys. Have a great day. Bye.